hard over the last 22 months. Matt, do you know what that is? I'm losing all sense of.
What 22 months is?
Well, I know what 22. It's almost 2 years.
Yeah.
But
But
what
you've been
what?
thinking about it for a while.
Yeah,
Even longer than that.
yeah. Well, yeah. The
Dare I
last
say 11 years?
yeah. Quite frankly, the last 11 years, I would think. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about MS now, to move together towards a world free of multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare ups of the central nervous system. Such flare ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world. They're investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1 800 344 4867. Once again, 1 800 344 4867. Or go to their website at nationalmssociety.org. Thank you. Thank you to all of you who have gone to the National MS Society to learn more about demyelination and multiple sclerosis, or even gone to the National MS Society to donate money to this amazing organization. It touches me and over the 1 million people in this country who have multiple sclerosis in so many ways. And we appreciate all of you. And on that,
It's time to talk.
Well, this is quite different than a day back in March of this year. I was doing a half marathon in Cary. This is Portland. There's going to be a lot of people here. There are fixed corrals, as you can see behind me, based on time. There will be two races going on at the same time. The half marathon and the marathon will start at the same time. The marathoners on the right, the half marathoners on the left. And it's supposed to be a warm day today. The race time is at 7:10 a.m. Pacific, 10:10 for those on the East Coast. And the way I'm running, which is not really a run at all, more like a walk jog, it'll probably take me about 6 hours. The closest pace is a 5:20, 5 hour 20, so I'll be lining up with those people. But this is happening. I'm doing a marathon. This is my first one. So I'm just looking to finish. That is my goal, is to finish this. What an incredible day. What an incredible trip this has been. Anyhow, here we go. We start at 7:10. Bye. There was a wall. There was cramps. There were Charlie horses. I turned into a lobster in all this in what is an 85-degree day. But in about 6 hours and 52 minutes, I done did it. And you know what? I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed for this journey. I'm very thankful for this, very blessed for this, but also very thankful and blessed for the people I ran into. They really helped me the last 6 miles. I swear they did. So, you're capable of doing anything. It has to start up here. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a great day.
I still can't believe that happened. I still cannot believe that happened. That was nearly 2 weeks ago over in Portland, Oregon, and I tell you, that was an experience that has changed my life forever. The preparation for the race over the 5.5 months prior to it, and then the running of the race itself. It wasn't the fastest time, but I finished it. And yeah. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It's something we could talk about as we talk about anything and everything right here on Adventure Forward VF Talks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Let's see who wins the door prize this evening over on, that would be YouTube. That would be Britta, who says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Britta. Hope you are well. And then I see this really familiar face. I can't put my mind on it. It's Awesome Fun Things. Awesome Fun Things. Would that be, that'd be Matt Haas, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Haas.
Hey, I'm here. Hello. Hi, JV.
Hey, what's up?
Keeping on.
Keeping on.
Yeah, I am. Kicking butt and taking names.
Kicking butt, taking names. That's what you're doing.
Sometimes if the pace of my butt kicking is too fast, I'll just jot down initials because it's fewer characters and I can just keep moving forward.
You're on the efficiency thing again, huh?
Better, faster, cheaper, baby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about.
Shorthand.
That's what I'm all about. So what have you been up to?
Trips and doing live streams from hotel rooms and doing races and having Charlie horses and stuff. Yeah, we're doing all that.
Did a few things.
Did a few things.
There you go.
I like I said before, I can't believe I did it. I just cannot believe
Hey, congratulations, man. I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man.
I knew it'd be a good experience, even if you didn't cross the finish line. But hey, now that you did, all the more sweeter.
That's the funny thing. We were talking about this, a month ago, a month and a half. I think on one of the last VF Talks before the race. And it's like, if you don't finish it, it's fine. At least you went out, you started it. But I don't know. There was that sort of thing about ego and hubris that starts setting in, especially when the cramps in my legs were awful. And I was trying to figure out a way to do this. Aid station was the first thing that came to my mind. I went to the aid station and look, both my legs are cramping. The top of my right foot is cramping. My shoulder's cramping. I need help. And they're kind of hinting, do you want to stop? Because I get the sense that there are a lot of DNFs that day. I said, no, I want to finish this. So they gave me two packs of sodium and electrolytes and gave me 2 Tylenol. And basically said, 5 minutes, you're going to stay right here. You're going to feel a lot better. You're going to finish this. And they were right. I finished. I took it, finished it, and I'm very thankful for it, for sure.
Rock and roll. I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
It's incredible. But now I got the bug, right? I got the bug. I want to do another one.
Hey, because I had the app and I was getting the alerts when you would reach different milestones. And I was just thinking, even throughout the day, even when the alerts weren't coming up, I'm like, I'm sitting in my car driving to Costco and John is running a marathon at this very moment. And I'm like,
oh my God,
I'm sitting on my couch watching YouTube on the TV and John is running a marathon. I think whatever I was doing during the day, that's what I was.
I mean, it could be worse. You could say, I'm playing today's Wordle and I'm thinking, how is John doing? And then I got an update. Let me do the Quordle. Let me do the Quordle and see where I am with the Quordle, and then I'll check in on John again. But
No, they should have a marathon where you just have to stand still for
Stand
6.5 hours. I couldn't even do that. Like, that's insane.
That sounds like torture. Marilyn W. joining us on YouTube says, so proud of you, JV, with 3 purple hearts. Well, 3 blue hearts back at you, Marilyn. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Glad to see you this evening. A Wordle. So you're saying a Wordle marathon?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
You want to do the one with the 16? You're doing the 16, the semi-decordal, whatever that one is. The
I
32 one?
don't do the Wordle. I just reply snarky comments on people who post their Wordle statuses.
This guy over here.
Because it always comes up. John posted something. Like, it's very generic.
At
it just says
5 in the morning.
It just says John made a post. It doesn't say a Wordle. So then you go to it and you're like, oh, it's a Wordle thing.
It's
like
a freaking Wordle.
Any generic alert, like
Enough
it's Wordle.
Enough with the Wordle, John. What the hell?
And I'm running out of Wordle GIFs because you put, the GIF panel comes up, you put a little keyword in, and it loads GIFs that match your keyword. I think I've used like all the default GIFs for you.
You can't find, did you find any Samuel L. Jackson Wordle?
I didn't ask you for a blank damn thing.
That's right. There's no mother effing Z in that word. Why did you waste a guess on that one?
I love it. I had a Jules. No, I had a. It wasn't Jules Winfield. Yeah, it was Jules. It was Jules Winfield. Fake driver's license. And it was a California driver's license. And I went to the half K beer marathon. We had to be 21 and we all had to get carded. And I put the Jules Winfield card above my actual license, and I handed it to the girl, and she looked at it, looked at me. I was like, oh, I gave you an extra card. That's my real card was. Jules Winfield.
Oh man. We have Stuart Video joining us on YouTube. It says, hey, Stu, how you doing?
Hi, Stuart.
I got it. Yeah. The amount of Samuel L. Jackson memes that are in your collection is starting to be more than museum-like collection. It is just.
I'll put this out there to the audience. If you find any Samuel L. Jackson memes, just send them to me via Messenger. Like, you don't have to post them publicly. I love Samuel L. Jackson memes. I love it, especially ones with Jules Winfield or something that has the mannerisms of Jules Winfield. Because
it's not like the old days. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope too.
Like even like dumb memes, like computer memes, like when the little clippy pops up and says, "I see you're writing in Word. Would you like to use the thesaurus?" And then the picture is Jules Winfield, and the caption is, "I don't remember asking you a blank damn thing." That's what you think when computers prompt you to do something.
For a second, the Yeti was in danger, wasn't it? Yeah.
Facebook was doing that. Like, Facebook was starting to recognize your patterns, and it would say, "I see you haven't texted such, or you haven't messaged such and such in so long." And I was like, I don't remember putting that reminder in. Here, I realized it was just suggesting I take actions based on my, and every time I was like, "I don't remember asking you for
haven't ordered Domino's in 13 days.
I found the preference. I turned that sucker off.
Laura joining us on YouTube, who says, "Hello, Matt and John," and she says, "Hello, Robin. Matt and John." She said it twice. We got Robin's Buys and DIYs over on YouTube. It says, "Hi, Matt."
Laura's over there too.
And
Well,
says, "Hi, JV."
all the fun people are popping in here. Love it.
And Robin wants to make an announcement. She got her handle. Yay!
I love it. I love it. Is it Robin's Buys and DIYs? Or is it Robin's? Did you shorten it? Kept it long? Let me know.
That's
Acquiring
your attempt at it. If it went through, I think it'd be good. And then there's the handle for Laura. So there you go.
Hey, for my Matthew Haas channel, don't go to it. There's nothing there. It's public. You can subscribe if you want to. But that's the
Robin
one they
was
gave me
wondering
just
something,
for
by the
having a
way.
Gmail account. I got the handle Matthew Haas. MATTHEWHAAS. I was impressed.
And we leave the last S. That's for savings.
And my awesome wood things, they dropped the 1 because my short URL was Awesome Wood Things 1. But they said your handle's ready. Here's your nice handle. It's Awesome Wood Things 1. Hit accept. I was like, no, change. And I took off the 1 and I hit return. It's like accepted. So now my handle is straight up Awesome Wood Things. I couldn't be happier.
Boom. Boom. Robin asks a question. My handle is at Robin's Buys and DIYs, but if I want to change it to Robin's Buys and DIYs, I guess all capitals with the buys and the DIYs, she then asks, would it make a difference or I already have Robin's Buys and DIYs? For those that are listening to the program, you have no idea about case sensitivity here, and I did a horrible job of trying to commit that sentence, but there you go.
Well, I doubt it's even case sensitive.
She goes on to say, I feel people will write in @ Robin's Buys and DIYs, all one string, no spaces.
I'm gonna try it with all lowercase just to see if it works. Yeah, it works. So you can capitalize it however you want.
Oh, that's worth a ding, isn't it? There it is. Of course.
It's case insensitive. That's the correct term.
See, Robin, you get dings for that. That's what we do now. We got dings.
We have the technology.
Yeah, we got single ding. And we got ding and all its cousins. What a happy family, huh? Mm.
That's way too loud for my going deaf ears.
Are you having problems with your ears again?
Oh, I've never not had problems with my... That's the thing with ears. They never get better. They only degrade. You can never turn it around. And only in some rare cases can you.
Do we have a live read for Miracle Ear coming up?
I don't know. John, your mic sounds different. Maybe wrong mic. Uh-oh.
What? Robin's Buys and DIYs also says, so what I'm wondering is, if someone else chose Robin's Buys and DIYs, all capital letters, they won't get it, right?
Correct. You have it. You have every cap or lowercase iteration of that term. And is your microphone set to your desk mic or is it the default laptop mic?
I'm not saying anything.
Sounds different now.
I'm not saying anything. We're just gonna...
Stuart, thank you for improving the show.
Stuart, you can apply one pat of the shoulder behind your back that is applied by yourself. Yeah. And you can buy yourself coffee tomorrow morning. And pat yourself on the shoulder again the next morning. And then maybe take yourself out for breakfast or something. That sounds like a great morning. Stuart, you should do that. You're welcome for the ding, by the way, Robin. Anytime I can provide a ding and eventually 25 hours into this conversation, use the right microphone. That'd be great. Robin's now thinking about coffee because we came off of the coffee conversation on your show, the last show, super terrific, awesome show, the Emmy award-winning super terrific, awesome show, and now we're talking about coffee yet again.
Oh, I still have my carousel from the old show.
Yes, super terrific, awesome show for your Emmy consideration. I'm just looking for a Cable Ace Award myself, but that's neither here or there.
it's posted to Rumble as well. So if you go to Rumble and look up Super Terrific Awesome Show, you will see my shows there.
And funny enough, Reels, the Reels channel. You're on the Reels channel along with On Patrol Live, aren't you?
Maybe so.
Yeah, you and Dan Abrams.
Hey, changing the subject, I got a locals community going. All things youtube.locals.com. Locals. It's a thing now.
So what will you do on Locals?
It's a community board, so it looks like and feels like a Facebook group, but only not awful. No. And it has a optional payment component. So people who pay you monthly, $3 minimum, can comment. And people who do not pay you monthly and just follow you for free, you can follow me for free. Then you can just like. So, and people who also pay can make posts, their own posts. So it's not just from the author of the page. It can be posts from other people as well. So it literally is a community. So it's like all the good stuff of Patreon and all the good stuff of a Facebook group smashed together. Done right. Yeah, that's what it is. Locals.
Got a couple of questions, I think, from the same household. Is that your new medal? From Stuart. And Laura goes on to say, are you wearing your new medal? Why, yes, I am. There is the medal I got for finishing the Portland Marathon, not this past Sunday, the Sunday previous on October 2nd. So this is the medal I got. The one thing I noticed is that this medal is huge because it's the 50th anniversary. So they gave us large medals. Even for the half marathon, they got large medals. But this was a very interesting piece to take through TSA. They didn't give me much of an issue. But it was definitely something that I need to come up with some sort of cabinet for this because it is, yeah, Stuart, you're right. It is huge. It's absolutely huge.
Huge.
You can impale someone with this.
Put 5 or 6 in the back of your car on a winter's day. You'll get good traction.
Right. I wonder if someone shot these sort of medals at my legs on mile 10, maybe I wouldn't have had all the Charlie horses and whatnot.
Now, the question about the race that I know is burning in everyone's mind. How many bananas did you pick up?
You think it's a thing, right? You think just because I did in Cary and I carried a banana for 6.5 miles that it's a thing.
I do.
1.5.
1.5 bananas.
1.5.
There we go.
So the smart people at the refreshment stands or the hydration stands in the single mile sort of iteration, so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, they all had half bananas. Half bananas, not whole bananas. And they were already like somewhat ready, so you just pull the peel off and eat it real quickly and throw it out. I had 3 of those. So the answer to your question specifically, 1.5.
Well, now I know. Thank you. I think it very much.
Now, quick word of advice for the folks over at Fit and Able over in Cary, North Carolina, the wonderful people that run the Cary Greenways, which runs a really excellent race. Looking forward to doing it again next year. If you could split the bananas in half, that might make life a little bit easier for those that are running it. Also, it helped for me to have a pocket that was empty so I could just shove it in my pocket instead of just running with it for about 6 and some odd miles. But that's me. That's totally me. I'm taking it. That's all me. That's me. But if you can bisect those bananas, I would be very grateful. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully someone's watching and they'll take your advice into advisement.
I think I've successfully suggested or implored upon a couple of people to actually run that race in March. So I might have some company.
Oh, Wow. Cool.
To which Stuart then asks the obvious question, is that a banana in your pocket or... Could be both. Could be both. You know, it could be both. There you go. Thank you. Should we go over some pictures? Would you like picture time? Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do that. Let me quickly go over here and go over to the Portland Marathon website. So, and cut this over to this. Yeah, I gotta say one thing before we begin. The city of Portland is absolutely gorgeous. Now, there are some things that need some help. Like there is a little bit of a homeless situation in Portland, but that's across the country these days. But I'll tell you, the people are definitely, as they say, my tribe. I had a really good time in Portland those 8 days and 7 nights. Just a fun place for sure. Nevertheless, the things that you're seeing in this sort of collection of video or drone footage is what we ran. So that's part of it. Do I have exact footage of that? No. But I'm sure somewhere on YouTube we can probably pull that up for you. What is available to me is my actual page. So if you go to portlandmarathon.com and you put in my bib number, which was 7490, you get all of this time. Now, one thing you'll notice is my time is 6:44:45. In the clip that we played before this episode, I said 6:52, and that's because that was the gun time. But the time that counts is the chip time, the time that your bib actually crosses the start line versus the time that your bib actually crosses the finish line. So that was 6:44:45. I think dyslexia is setting in a bit with me because I keep on saying 6:44:54. No, it's 6:44:45. Here's some rankings. So the pace, basically liken it to the cramping towards the end or at mile 12 onward, was 15 minutes, 26 seconds. I definitely know I could do better than that, but you know what? I finished it. So there it is. By the way, before I start going through this, Matt, thank you for your comments during the race. So as we talked about before, you have the capability of sending the runners messages as they're running the race and giving them words of support. And everybody who sent me words of support, thank you. Thank you very much. It really, really kept me going. And I'll tell you, there are some points where my legs were really, really hurting me. And then hearing that Matt sent a message and Laura sent a message and Benny from work sent a message and all of you sent messages and Paul Burke, co-host of the show, also sent messages. I mean, like, I am very thankful for all of you, and you definitely helped me along. So much, much, much thanks. Some timing points. This is all up there, but you can see that they're timing every single thing. The 5K I ran in 34:30. So I got out of the gate like a house on fire. It ended up being very slow after a while because my legs were cramping, but the first 5K I did fairly well. What's your pace there, Matt? You said what, 40 minutes for a half mile?
20-minute half mile.
20-minute half mile. See, now I truly think you could run faster than that.
I know I can. I just walk. I walk on the treadmill just to keep the heart moving. Just.
So we're gonna go through these pictures. Some of these pictures are strange. Some of these pictures, I have no idea why these pictures made the cut or how they got in there. But we'll go through each one of these. So there is my result certificate. There's all the times there, which I should probably make a picture of that and get it framed. But there it is. And then if I could figure out why Ecamm is okay, let's move this out of the way here. Work in progress, guys. Work in progress. All right, so there's the picture over the first bridge. I forget which bridge it is, but you can see I'm gunning along, right? And certainly that was still at my fever pitch here. By the way, the photographers, you get a warning that there's a photo opportunity coming up because they have little signs off to the side that says photographer taking pictures. So you have an idea that your photo opportunity is going to pop up. You'll notice that more times than not, I act like a dork in a lot of these pictures. Just giving a
Are you
word
trying
of...
not to act like a dork, therefore you're
I
acting
think
like
I
a
was
dork?
so exhausted, I don't even know where I was. I think, am I in Omaha or something? Where the heck am I? So there's your first picture. There's me somewhat delirious, and this is not far into the run at all. I'm like at mile 5, mile 6, but like you could see that it's starting to set in. But I think if I remember correctly, the photographer was making funny faces, and that's why he got me to look that way. You can see it's not phasing any of the other runners in this picture, but me, it phased me for sure.
You almost look like you're standing still.
No, I'm moving. I'm definitely moving. Not fast though. Here I'm moving again, after I realized that the photographer was just doing that to everybody. Then I'm definitely hitting a pace now. I'm going down a bit on a bit of a downhill, so I'm gaining some speed, which is very much a thing. There's a lot of hills in this race. When you get a downhill, it's like Christmas. Literally, it's like Christmas. You can see I'm trying to pick it up a little bit. I'm trying to use midfoot strike here. That's why the footing looks a little different. I'm not going full width there. And that said, I realize I have a gait problem. It's one of the things I talked to my sports medicine doctor about this afternoon. So, fully aware. It was starting to heat up. You could see I'm turning into a lobster, as I said, after the race. The lobster effect was starting to set forward in me. It was just very interesting for sure. Here's the second bridge, and now I think I hit a bit of a second wind because I'm gunning it over that bridge a bit. And when I say gunning it, we're talking 5 miles per hour tops. Not fast at all. Good enough to get you.
Sure. I got a question for you. Is there anything to the idea of positioning yourself on the road to where you can cut down the number of steps because you're not taking corners wide? You know how you can, I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but I'm sure like if you drew a line on the whole marathon, there would be more distance if you were on certain parts of the road and less distance if you were on other parts of the road.
Body-wise, I'm supposed to be somewhat slanted forward. That's the one thing, which I wasn't doing real well. The second thing is, positioning on roadway / sidewalk becomes strategic, especially when they were cutting us over for detours. There are some situations where I'm hopping on a sidewalk because, well, there was stuff going on in the main road, and that's the only place I can go is up on a sidewalk, which to see a sea of people heading up on a sidewalk, that happened a couple times. But yeah, there's something to be said about that as far as positioning. Nevertheless, it's your time over the sort of timing point, and the timing point stretches across the entire road and then some. That's the time that matters.
Yeah, I would just imagine like if you took the corners tighter, you would be like saving steps.
Yeah, I was trying to take the corners as tight as because the first 5 miles there were 16 turns. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why my 10K time was not even bad. It was 71 minutes for 10K because I was hitting the corners really hard.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe that's a thing, but I was then thinking, well, maybe it's not a thing. So thank you.
No, it's a thing. It's absolutely is a thing. That's a good point. We got Rob who says, congrats again, JV. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
Hey, Shalalala Productions. Robert Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
So now we're in the neighborhoods, and now you can see that something is not right. You can see that my legs are starting to cramp. If you notice the back of my right leg, it is starting to cramp. We're getting into troubled territory, but yet I'm pushing through. And dehydrated, yeah. Was I using every hydration station? No, I was using every other one. And the first half of the race, the hydration stations were every 2 miles. Once you got up to mile 12, it was every mile afterwards.
Are there bathroom breaks along the
Yes,
way?
every hydration station had porta potties.
I see.
I think one of the mistakes I made, to be honest with you, though, is at the second hydration station at mile 4, I stopped to use the restroom, and I should have continued going, because I think that moment of just relieving myself, you could fill in the blanks there. I think cost me, and I think my cadence wasn't as good off of that break.
Interesting. Okay.
Another picture from that particular. I think now we're at mile 9 or mile 10, maybe mile 11. Now getting close to the back end towards Reed College, not in Reed College yet, and now my legs are hurting really bad. Didn't hit the aid station yet. But yet here I am still pushing through. Another picture of that, because, you know, when someone's in misery, let's get 2 pictures.
Yeah.
3 pictures. Notice that I was wearing a brace. I was wearing the brace on my left knee because the left knee is where all the problems began. So the brace on the left knee was probably the best thing I could do. And I'm actually glad I did that. This is what I was talking about, community, finding 5 or 6 people to help you. Here's a picture of 4 out of the 6 of us. Let me talk about the lady that's pictured to the right of me in this picture real quick. Her name is Kimberly, and she is out of Oregon. And she runs a nonprofit for kids to get them sporting goods. And it's for kids that may not have a lot of financial means. And it's a place where she sells basketballs, or not sells, she just gives basketballs and sporting equipment. It's called the OC Locker Room. And what I'll do is after this VF Talks, I'll put the link for it in the comments. Please, if you get a chance to, look her up. She's an incredibly nice lady. She is running an incredibly nice cause. And I got to say, she is someone that was definitely a rock for me the last 6 to 8 miles of this race. I told her my story about the 312-pound weight loss, talked about everything I've gone through in the last 3.5 years. She told me her story about the OC Locker Room and that sort of nonprofit effort that she's doing, and how she kept on saying, and I'll believe it when I see it. But she said that this is the last marathon she's running. But I have a funny feeling she's going to run it again next year. I just have a funny feeling because she's run 4 of them previously. So definitely competitive, definitely a really, really nice lady. And quite frankly, all the people that I was huddled around with the last 6 to 8 miles, the group of 6, you see 2 of them in this picture, but there was a person of note. There was an 82-year-old gentleman who was running, I forget the number, it was like his 75th marathon or something. And we called him Pop. And we were worried about where Pop was. Did you see where Pop was? Anyone know where Pop is? And here he is. He is actually running faster than us.
Oh, wow.
So that in itself was significant and then some. The other person that kind of reigns significant in my mind, outside of there's just a wealth of people there. It was incredible. But there was a 68-year-old man who had a picture, basically a sign on the back of his jersey that had a hazmat symbol in it. And it said, "Don't mess with me. It's my birthday." Mm-hmm. So, and he's run, like I said, he's run a double-digit amount of marathons. So, like, he's doing it for the love of running. He's doing it for the love of camaraderie. And there is something to be said about what running environments do. It brings people together. As some of you in this audience know and can attest to, have told me about off show, is how important and how incredible that community is. I got it. I realized it as soon as I was ready to run this race. When the national anthem was going off and 7,000 of us were huddled together about ready to do this. 4,000 on the marathon side, 3,500 on the half marathon side. This was a real thing. We were ready. We were ready to go. And just the energy was, if you bottled it, you wouldn't be doing it enough of a service. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's a picture of that. So that became a thing towards the end. I ended up throwing a lot of hearts to the camera because I think anything to keep my mind just, I want to finish this thing, but I was thinking hearts. So I kept on doing this. So that wasn't the only time I did it. You'll probably see that 4 or 5 more times. Twice there. 3 times. 4 times. 5 times. Okay. The photographer realized, wow, this guy's trying to signal something. So he took 5 pictures of that. Same place. Yeah. Heading down closer to the finish, and you can see there I am in the back. I'm trying to gain a little bit of speed. And you could see how sunny it is, but how warm it was. Oh my goodness, how warm it was. 85 degrees at the high, very humid. Definitely not typical Portland weather for October 2nd.
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch is right. See, and I go for this full heart thing. She has it right. Just a piece. I should have just went with peace sign, but the peace sign was fantastic. Everybody has a thing.
Yeah.
There's never a peace sign there. There's me struggling in the back. Oh man, one more.
You should not be that photogenic that late in a marathon.
Right? Right? There's something wrong with that.
It really is.
Oh man. There's a peace symbol again. So I want to make sure I got this. 27 out of 30. Here we go. Now I'm trying to I see some serious progress. I know I'm within 3 to 4 miles to the end here. Now I'm trying to pick up a little bit of a pace. Here I am trying to do the heart thing again. Don't ask me. It's just I'm going on fumes. Now I'm just waving. There I go with the heart again. One more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. Screw it, I'm running. And then this guy, I don't know where he came from, but there he was at the end. And those are the pictures that are up tied to me.
There you go. Wow. It's nice that they documented it like that.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to figure out who that random guy at the end was. Well, no idea.
Seems like a very well organized, with lots of good tech that's not failing, and a lot of support. Very impressive. Very impressive event. Kevin Michael Reed is here.
Kevin says you seem to be all about the love, JV. Yeah, a little bit, Kevin. A little bit.
Teeny bit.
Oh, man. So there's some pictures I took, too.
Devil horns.
Absolutely devil horns. Yeah, for sure. Right, all that. Yeah, so this is a picture I took. This is the start line way before the race. This was like at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. You want to talk about, adrenaline and nerves? I was there at 5, 2 hours and 10 minutes before the start of the race.
Yowza.
But if you look at this
you were
picture...
sitting down.
No, I was standing. I was moving all over the place. But it was such a shot to go down that finish line, down that corridor with nobody on it. And I was like, oh, man, what a picture. What a picture. Stuart says, wait, very cool. Yeah, it is just an incredible race. Incredible community. And to what you said, Matt, incredibly well done. There's your contrast, because there's all of us getting ready to run this. And like I said, there was about 7,000 of us combined between the marathon and the half marathon. All getting ready. What was that?
I got to step out for a sec.
Okay. Matt will be right back right after this. Stuart says, we are proud of you. Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. So that's the 5:30. The 5:30 is the last corral. There's no 6-hour corral. The 5:30 is the last corral they set up. So I had no other point to go outside of just far back, far back, far back. But yet you could see that there is a good amount of people hanging out by the 5:30 corral. And in a fixed corral race, what happens is the corrals go corral by corral by corral. Oh, here comes Lilo. Oh, here's Lilo. I'm going to go back to Maine for a second. Lilo has some running comments. Right, Lilo?
Yeah, she's got a lot to say. She's all wound up. She's ready to run.
Ready to run. She is ready to run.
She is fully awake.
Fully awake and ready to hit the starting line.
Hi, baby. She says congratulations on
Thank you,
marathon.
From you, I chef's kiss for sure.
She tried to do a marathon today. I took her out for the first walk. We went one house down the road and back.
To start?
What is it? Progress, not perfection.
It's progress, not perfection. Oh, man.
All right, I'm going to put her down. I'll be back.
Okay. So, the 5:30 is the last corral. And you can see that the corrals are basically going up the 440, 420, so on and so forth. To have them sectioned off like that makes the race a little bit easier because people of like speed are together. And this way, it's not like everybody's trying to trample each other in the beginning of the race. Here's the course map, just a bit of a revisit on what the course actually is. It goes as far north as the Moda Center. It's where the Trailblazers play. It goes all the way south over to Reed College, and then it goes hanging out right by the Burnside Bridge and right by the Esplanade. And that's where the
race zigzaggy for me. They should make it less zigzaggy.
Well, see, let me show you something real quick. Like when I said there were a lot of turns in the beginning. You see how many times I'm turning? 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns, 8 turns, 9 turns, 10 turns, 11 turns, 12 turns, 13 turns, 14 turns. Then you go up there, 15, 16, there's a loop around because there's the Broadway Bridge. You're going up and around, 16, 17, 18, back down.
Are there any marathons that are completely straight with no hills?
For 26.2 miles?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But if anyone knows of one, let us know in the comments.
What if it's like on like the like Nevada plains, like the dry salt beds of like where it's completely flat?
Oh, over there.
I don't know.
Right by Area 52 or Area 51 rather.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave one additional number there, but there you go. 52 is the unsuccessful knockoff of 51.
That's the diesel's refueling station.
That's right.
Something stupid.
So there's the course map. I'll scroll down a little bit here. All right, I think that's the bottom of it over here. But you can see that it goes all the way down to Reed College over by the Moda Center and
I'm not familiar with the area.
Beautiful course.
I see a lot of loop-de-loops.
There are a lot of loop-de-loops. Lots of loop-de-loops. But no twisty loopy go pukey. None of that.
Spinny go pukey?
Spinny go pukey, that's right. Here are the turns of the marathon. And we talked about this before the marathon. There are a lot of turns. A lot of them taking place in the first 7 to 8 miles of the race. Fortunately, I didn't have to remember any of them because there are plenty of signs, plenty of arrows, plenty of things to tell you to go this way. And if there's a detour, there are plenty of course officials that kind of guide you down the right direction for sure.
Good.
During the expo, they had a coach give us some tips. I think one of the most important things was this picture, because I was so enamored with me now trying to finish this race that I didn't pull out my phone to take a picture of this. But I think by far that over by Selwood is maybe the most picturesque portion of this race course. And there are so many nice people over in these volunteer refreshment stations, these hydration stations. A lot of community groups, high schools, a lot of just really great people. And they're there with their water and their hydration drinks and this thing and the other thing. And just a major shout out to every single group that worked this race. We could have not done it without you. And then even those that were not official sponsors, there were a lot of people, just neighbors and whatnot, playing music. They were giving alcoholic drinks that they really shouldn't be doing. But I saw a couple people grab a Manhattan or a mimosa or a screwdriver. And it's like, oh, that's why that lady over there is plastered. Good to know. But it was such a fun environment. Absolutely a fun environment for sure.
Nice.
That was a picture I took that morning as I was walking up and down the Esplanade. I thought that was the most prettiest sight I could see.
So afterwards, did you get your steak dinner afterwards?
Oh, I went to Fogo.
Did you fall asleep immediately after?
No, I basically so I'll go back to Maine for a second. So I did go to Fogo. But getting out of Fogo, which was about 0.4 of a mile away from the hotel, this is how I was walking.
Wow. Oh, that's terrible.
It was terrible, but I'll tell you what, it was worth the house special. It was worth the top sirloin, the bomb sirloin, linguiça, the honey with the grilled cheese, all of it. It was worth it.
Hired a rickshaw driver or something.
I might have made a wrong turn on the way back to the hotel. So what was supposed to be a 0.4 of a mile walk ended up being like 0.7. All told that day, I did 69,300 steps. Yeah, that was something. That was something that was going on.
I walked all the way to the back of Costco and then to the front again. There's that.
Major kudos. Yeah.
I would say that's kind of similar to your experience. Kidding.
I know you're kidding.
I would not be walking after 69K steps, says Kevin Michael Reed.
Absolutely. I hear you, man. So, as I mentioned, the half marathon and marathon ran side by side in the beginning and finished around the same point, although at different times. So the course in between the start and the finish for the half marathon and the marathon are obviously different, but it looks something like this.
Does the half marathon have a different exit, or do they go on the same exit?
So they go a different direction past the start. So they'll cross the starting line and they'll head a different. So where the 11th and 12th mile was for the marathoners, that's where their race basically gets divulged, and it works that way and back down. Actually, you know what? Let me go back to the map and I'll show you. Not that one, that one. So you see that there is some synergy between the two races. And you see that the red line is the half marathon and the white line is the marathon. And you can see where the red line goes towards the end of the race for the marathoners, but off of the start, one goes one direction, one goes the other direction.
Got
it. Laura asks, can you run with the dog? Or you can run with the dog. She's telling you can run with the dog. You can run with the dog.
Okay. Sign me up. Well, my dog will stop and like put every dry leaf that fell on the ground in her mouth. So, like that could hamper my performance.
Is Lilo particular about what kind of leaves she's attracted to? A certain color, a certain kind?
From what I can gather, she's indiscriminate about what she will pick up and eat. She eats it all.
Equal opportunity.
She digs in the grass till there's dirt, and then she eats mouthfuls of dirt. I don't know what's wrong with this dog.
We got Chris Nealon over on Niantic River Woodcrafting saying howdy over on YouTube. Chris, hope you're having a great evening, my friend.
Hi, Chris. Good to have you here, my friend.
To which he says, woof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
So there's the kind of paired up in the beginning there. Half marathon to the left, marathoners to the right.
Got it.
There is the 5:30 corral, 5:30 corral, the last corral that is basically grouped together. That's basically where I stood, although I'm slower than the 5:30. I'm more like a 6. 5:30 corral basically has you at 12:35 a mile.
Got it.
And there is the sign that everybody wants to see. There is the mile marker for the 26 miles. When you cross that, all you know is you have 0.2 of a mile left. You have 1,000 feet left.
1,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it.
You can do it.
All right.
That's the marathon.
Congrats.
Thank you. Danka. So I have races planned. I have a 5K I'm planning to run on October 30th. I have a 10K I'm running on November 6th. I have another 10K that I'm running on January 7th over in Central Park. That a certain member of this Venture Forward VF Talks audience knows full well which race that is, because I'm going to be running it with Laura.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then the reason why I'm doing the Central Park run is because I'm trying to do something called the 9+1 program. So you have to run 9 races and then volunteer for one. And if you could do that, then you have qualified for the 2024 New York City Marathon. And for me, that's a huge sort of goal because my cousin Ian, has run 7 New York City marathons. And my dream is to run a New York City Marathon with my cousin Ian. So.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But there's no racing this weekend. No races this week.
You should still be on recovery mode, I would imagine.
To a certain degree, I am. There is a long run on Sunday for maybe 7 miles, but it's nothing like I was long running before the marathon. So
Okay.
7-mile long run on Sunday. Chris says, my dream is to run to the bathroom.
He doesn't ask for much. He's a simple man, that Chris.
Yeah, Stuart, 7 times. My cousin Ian is an amazing guy. He is absolutely amazing. I hope to have him on the show at some point. I know I keep saying it and our schedules never work out well, but I would love to have my cousin Ian on the show at some point to talk about how he got into running, how he got into the marathons, but also, the sort of life lessons he's learned running marathons within the New York Roadrunners and whatnot. So.
Good deal.
I'm doing something very interesting tomorrow.
What's that?
I'm going to go float.
Yeah, I saw a comment come through on Super Terrific Awesome Show. Something about, I don't know. Explain what's happening, please.
So I'm going to be going into a float tank tomorrow, which is full of sea salt and Epsom salt, and it has about 1,000 pounds of pressure. And you're just to zone out and float in this tank for about an hour. And it's supposed to basically relieve you of impurities and whatnot. But it's supposed to be very relaxing because the room is set somewhat like a sauna, but not really like a sauna. So it's a little bit temperate. But it looks amazing. And I'm definitely doing that tomorrow.
How can there be pressure with you floating on the surface?
It's coming from the bottom. The bottom of the tank.
Pressure. Pounds per square inch?
I don't know if it's PSI, the one thing that the person...
How do you apply pressure in a body of water with an open top?
No idea. You think I would ask that question? I didn't.
Is it like a pressure cooker where they seal you in
No,
and they
it's
jam
not like
more
it's not like a
atmosphere in
pressure
there?
cooker. Oh,
This terminology is not accurate, and it's bothering me.
okay. Someone's bothered by it.
I'm bothered by it.
Yeah.
Isn't the top closed? Says Kevin Michael Reed.
No, the top. So what was demonstrated to me is that the top was open.
If you're in an open air environment with a body of water and you're on the surface, how does pressure play into this? I need to know.
Yeah.
You can follow up.
Chris says if I want to get rid of impurities, I schedule a colonoscopy.
Oh, you went muted.
Did I mute myself?
Yeah, you muted yourself. You're good now. You're good.
If I want to get rid of impurities, I will schedule a colonoscopy, Chris says. And Kevin says, please document it. All right. I'll tell you what.
This is special BF talks
from the pool side. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. Matt, since you're curious about this and we want to get answers, I'm going to actually go behind me because I have a brochure and I will find an answer. And Matt, you're going to entertain the fine folks for about 90 seconds.
I'll tell people what I'm doing tomorrow.
There you go. And I'll be right back.
I will be installing a new flush mechanism in my toilet. Fun times at the Haas household. I might also go to a hockey game in the evening. And I'll probably go to Hershey Park and get a Halloween-themed milkshake because yum. And I might play some piano as well.
Well, I think the piano thing is going to be good.
Yeah.
Just keep going. I just looked this up right now on their site.
Yep. I have a turbo flushing mechanism that uses the pressure of the water line to store energy in a rigid tank. And then when you press the handle, the hair trigger handle, boom, comes out like a rocket.
I definitely want one of those.
Yeah. Hey, Chris loves Hershey Park. Let's go. Hey, I still have a free pass for a guest pass for Hershey Park.
So they say here it's 1,000 pounds of Epsom sea salt heated to skin temperature. Gravity and tension disappear. Blah, 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 blah. This is to say blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so it's the weight of the material in the liquid.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So the pressure is not an accurate term.
So let's do this. I'm going to go back to here. And we'll move us over here. Just masking this wonderful lady over here.
That's a wrong move.
Is it?
Yeah, don't put us over the lady.
All right. How about this?
There you go. Oh, much better.
Better? Good. You could stare at her now. That's good.
That's
holistic healing method that provides immediate relief from pain. It helps eliminate stress and promotes restoration of mind, body, and soul. It's also known as restricted environmental stimulation therapy, or REST, or sensory deprivation therapy. It's using Epsom salt baths. The lady that was talking about this yesterday also mentioned sea salt, but I don't know, maybe both, who knows. You're familiar with its healing properties. Uses 1,000 pounds of salt and 10 to 12 inches of water heated to your skin temperature, which gives you a natural buoyancy to float effortlessly. The float experience gives your mind the sensory deprivation needed to relax, restore, and recharge, and can be used by anyone with chronic pain conditions, an athlete looking for muscle recover, or even a sedentary person. Why can't I say that straight?
That's okay. Now, don't answer this if you don't want to, but
I'll go for it.
How much does something like this cost?
$7,000. Thank you. $90. $90 for 60.
Okay. I guess it's worth a shot.
Yeah, 4 private suites, each with a float pool, allowing you to relax in a sensory input controlled environment and soak in the salt saturated water. If you never floated before, recommend 60 minutes for the first time. For deeper relaxation, you could choose 90 or 2.5 hours.
It's like the Black Sea.
Pretty
so
much.
So full of salt that you float in it.
And they are not a sponsor, but I'll give them a shout out. Divine Float Spa is in Exton, Pennsylvania. And I will give as I was asked to, I will give a report about it on the next VF Talks next Friday.
All right. And then knowing you'll probably come back with a discount code because you'll probably be a sponsor. They'll probably sponsor the VF Talks.
Yeah, I should ask for a discount code. That'd be great.
Affiliate code. You're going to be an affiliate.
Yeah, affiliate code Venture.
You're a YouTuber. You got to start acting like a YouTuber outside of YouTube. You got to work these angles here.
Matt, you know the story. It took me 45 years for me to start acting like John. I'm getting there slowly. But surely. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, Matt. I'm a work in progress.
Aren't we all, brother?
Right.
Aren't we all?
Right.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna have to wrap this up here soon, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a giant bow on this in a second and talk about what we're talking about next week. Whether it might be pre-recorded, it might be live on Thursday, but we'll definitely be live again next Friday night. Any final comments about the week that was, Matt? Before we go to final comments.
It was busy dealing with my new puppy.
Oh, she is adorable.
She takes a lot of she demands a lot of attention. And
she looks like she's worth every bit of attention and then some.
She is something else. I swear to God, I can see her growing. Like she is just eating like a garbage bucket. She's just sucking everything up, growing.
Kevin wanted to try a sensory deprivation chamber, but he's afraid of the sound of his mind.
Yeah. You'll go insane.
Now, you know what will happen, Matt? While I'm in there, I'm going to start going like this.
Oh, God. You do you.
I do. I'll do me. Matt, thank you, bro.
All right, man. All right, VF Talks audience. Thanks for hanging out. Catch me on the
We'll see you next week, Matt, and I'm going to put a giant bow on this.
All right. Bye.
Good night, Matt. Matt Haas, ladies and gentlemen, dealing with my various pictures of me going like this because I think I was growing insane towards the end of that race. Nevertheless, right? It'll be a memory that I'll have forever, along with the banana holding in the Cary half marathon because I couldn't find a pocket. So I have that. So, question for you: what's more embarrassing, me doing the heart symbol to the photographer 7 or 8 times, or holding a banana for 6.5 miles? Let me know in the comments. But like, it's photographers. We do dorky things, and I certainly did it. But anyhow, yeah, I digress. The next venture forward will be Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. It may be live. It may be pre-recorded. Check your local listings. We'll let you know for sure what happens. But we're going to revisit diet and exercise. I think in light of everything that's gone on, me running marathons, me planning this sort of physical regime now, running races and taking the next level on this, also building muscle and really taking personal training to the next level. I want to revisit that and talk about where I am in the process. I still am tracking my food each and every day, but we're not talking about any sort of methodology. We're not talking necessarily about Harris Benedict. We're not talking about intermittent fasting. We're not talking about all of those per se, but we're talking about how everything melts together and what sort of discipline and rigor is needed behind doing this. And it all, as I said before, it goes back to the mind-body connection. It's figuring out, okay, what do I need to do to get myself to a better place? So that will be the Thursday night show, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then 1 week from tonight, we will do what we normally do. Have a conversation about anything and everything with Matt Haas, Paul Burke, and all of you on VF Talks. That's next Friday at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. It is definitely the time of the week I look forward to without question, and it's a good time for sure. But until next time, I'm going to say the same thing I say at the end of every Venture Forward VF Talks. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. You're worth it. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you all, and fly, be free.